sorry, increase. Got the increases done. Your last increase would have been on this side. And you can see your first row there. Now the hardest part about this right here is on this one, it's hard to see your first couple stitches. So this may be kind of a trial and error, because you don't want to run the same stitches through a couple pegs. So you kind of feel for that first stitch and you put it on the peg. And now the rest of them, the rest of the stitches will be marked out because it's going to be the loop between the two pink ones. And there will be exactly enough to go to each one. When you're pulling them up, see how I got part of that string? You don't want to get that string because later we're going to remove that string. And don't worry, it's not hard to do as long as you don't pick it up on this part right here. Even if you do, let me see, I'll pick one of them up. Okay, there. I picked that one up so I could show you how to get rid of it if you do pick it up. Because it is easy to pick up. And you do want to be careful because some of your, I have to look up to see exactly what yarn this is. This isn't quite as thick as the Pratt baby yarn that you get in those huge, the baby blanket yarn you get in those huge spools. This is not it. It's a little thinner. It's considered, I believe it's still considered, it's a bulky weight yarn, but the other one is like a super bulky weight yarn. And you got to be careful because I've used some like really cheap of these yarns before and had issues with you try to put any tension on it and it breaks. So it's definitely not something you want to happen, especially right here, because at that point you're just going to pretty much frog your whole thing. And if you're not too frustrated, you'll start a second one. Okay, so I've got 2 left. So this is the fun part. I've got to find those last 2 stitches. All right, there's one. All right, so I've got one, which actually, let me pull this yarn up. I'll undo because you're going to start from one end and you're just going to have to kind of figure out which way it's running through there. Okay, see, I took that last one out and I could see a loop right here. And see, and there's the yarn on the other side. It was just right at the end and it was hard to see. Okay, I only need 1 strand for this last one. Sorry, but I wanted to work this with you watching so you can kind of see that there is a little bit of struggle to it for some of it. If you're using a different yarn, it's easier to see. Okay, get that one over. And really, there's so much tension with this, I do not suggest using, let's see, I've got 2 strands here. Sorry if I had that out of the screen. I only need 1. There we go. And for the most part, for right now, we'll just ignore this. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that back under there.